Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. Today, we unravel the incredible story of the 1976 United States 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of copper-plated history that, under the right circumstances, can skyrocket in value to an astronomical figure of $432 million, all due to a unique combination of minting errors, anomalies, die varieties, and historical context that set it apart from millions of others like it. This is not just a story of a coin, it's a story of how the tiniest imperfections can yield the most unexpected treasures and how attention to detail can turn pocket change into a life-changing fortune. Let's begin by grounding ourselves in the context of the year 1976. It was the year of America's bicentennial, a time filled with patriotic fervor, celebrations, and nationwide commemoration of 200 years of independence. Although the Lincoln cent design remained unchanged for the year, it didn't receive a bicentennial redesign like the quarter, half-dollar, or dollar coin. The atmosphere and intensity of coin production at the time led to several fascinating anomalies. The U.S. Mint was under immense pressure to produce high volumes of coins to meet economic demand, and this intense output environment opened the door to a range of human and mechanical errors. These errors, often unnoticed during the time of production, are today the subject of intense scrutiny and fascination among collectors, and some have elevated the value of specific coins, like the 1976 1-cent piece, to hundreds of millions of dollars in certain speculative, collector-driven markets. Now let's explore how such an extraordinary valuation can be possible. At its core, a coin's value beyond face value is determined by factors such as rarity, demand, condition, and most crucially, errors or anomalies that distinguish it from the billions of other coins in circulation. The 1976 1-cent coin is known to exist in a variety of error types, many of which stem from mint mark misplacements, double dies, planchet issues, off-center strikes, and transitional errors. These are not just random glitches, they're the numismatic equivalent of genetic mutations that create uniqueness, desirability, and intrigue. For instance, there are rumors and some undocumented claims of a 1976 Lincoln cent struck on a dime planchet. Such an error would involve the use of the wrong metal composition and size, yielding a coin that looks and feels different, weighing about 2.27 grams instead of the standard 3.11 grams of a typical bronze cent. A misstrike of this sort would be instantly noticeable to an expert and command immense value due to its ultra-rare nature. Other potential errors that make the 1976 1-cent coin so valuable include dramatic off-center strikes, some as severe as 80 to 90% off, which display a partial or almost ghost-like imprint of Abraham Lincoln's profile while revealing the blank or distorted copper background of the coin. Collectors are especially drawn to such anomalies because they highlight a clear breakdown in the mechanical precision typically associated with the U.S. Mint. These errors serve as both a testament to the fallibility of machines and the unpredictability of mass production, and they're prized because each one is unique. No two off-center strikes are identical, and their rarity is compounded when they occur in years of historical significance, like the bicentennial year of 1976. Another crucial aspect lies in double die errors, particularly those involving the obverse, the heads, side of the coin. These errors occur when the coin die is improperly manufactured or misaligned, causing the coin to be struck twice in slightly different positions. This results in a doubling effect on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's image. In some cases, the doubling is so slight that only a trained eye with a magnifying glass can see it. In others, it's blatantly obvious and produces striking visual effects. A 1976 double-die obverse cent, especially one graded at a high mint state such as MS67 or above by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, could easily command a 6- or 7-figure price tag at auction. Combine that with collector buzz, media hype, and speculative bidding wars, and you're suddenly looking at valuations that climb into the hundreds of millions when bolstered by historical hype and provenance. One of the most intriguing factors contributing to the staggering $432 million valuation is the notion of transitional errors. These occur when a coin is struck using metal compositions intended for another year or coin type. While the 1976 Lincoln cent was officially struck in a bronze composition, 95% copper and 5% zinc, there are rumors and unconfirmed reports of transitional errors from the zinc-based composition introduced in the early 1980s accidentally being used in late 1976 or for testing purposes. If such a coin were to surface and be verified through metallurgical analysis, its historical and technical significance would be unmatched. It would essentially represent a bridge between two eras of coin production, making it one of the most valuable era coins in existence. Additionally, another layer of rarity is introduced with mint mark errors. During 1976, Lincoln cents were minted at both the Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark, mints. Coins with repunched mint marks, known as RPMs, are highly sought after. These are coins where the mint mark appears to have been stamped more than once, often slightly misaligned. Sometimes, collectors also come across coins that were struck with a missing or misplaced mint mark altogether. These misalignments or absences are often the result of manual punching errors, which were more common in earlier decades when mint marks were still being applied manually to dies rather than being machine engraved. A well-preserved 1976 cent with a dramatic repunched mint mark, or one that exhibits characteristics of both a D and no visible mint mark due to a striking anomaly, could easily command millions at high-profile numismatic auctions. Let's not forget the importance of coin grading and condition in determining value. A flawless coin that has been preserved in uncirculated or near-perfect condition for almost 50 years is rare in itself. The 1976 cent, like any other circulating coin, was subject to daily wear and tear, handling, environmental damage, and oxidation. Finding one in pristine condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. Grading services use precise tools and established protocols to assess the quality of a coin, considering factors like strike quality, luster, color, and surface preservation. A top pop coin, that is, one graded as the finest known example, can often serve as the benchmark for the entire issue and command exorbitant prices simply due to its unmatched condition. Beyond these technicalities, the coin's historical aura adds another layer of perceived value. 1976 was a year of immense cultural and political significance for the United States. As the nation celebrated its 200th birthday, anything from that year has retained a special place in the hearts of collectors. A rare coin from that exact year, especially one with unusual characteristics or tied to an incredible discovery story, holds far more than just metallic value. It represents a slice of Americana, an emblem of patriotism, and a relic of a defining moment in modern U.S. history. Combine that with the human fascination for rarity, and you've got a recipe for unprecedented auction prices. Furthermore, provenance and media exposure can exponentially increase a coin's value. If a 1976 1-cent coin with a significant error is discovered by someone in a compelling scenario, say, by a child while helping grandparents clean out their attic, or by a treasure hunter using a metal detector, the story alone adds intrigue and monetary value. Media coverage of such finds often creates viral excitement, propelling demand and curiosity across social media platforms, collector forums, and news outlets. In past cases, we've seen modest coins achieve record-breaking auction results simply because of the excitement surrounding their discovery. It's not just what the coin is, it's what it symbolizes and the story behind it that amplifies its worth. Now, let's add in the market dynamics that influence coin values. The numismatic world is influenced by supply and demand like any other market. When a unique or rare 1976 era cent is discovered and authenticated, it creates a buzz that drives up prices for similar coins. High-end collectors, investors, and museums might enter bidding wars for ownership of such a rare item, inflating its price beyond what most would consider rational. But in the world of collectibles, emotion often trumps logic. A once-in-a-lifetime piece can go for an astronomical price simply because two or more bidders refuse to back down. This can result in speculative valuations that, while not representative of every 1976 cent, highlight the potential value ceiling under the perfect storm of rarity, demand, condition, and storytelling. Additionally, some coins become iconic due to mystery or controversy. There are persistent rumors in numismatic circles about a 1976 cent struck with proof-like characteristics or struck at an experimental facility under unknown conditions. While none of these have been officially confirmed by the mint, the whispers alone have driven treasure hunters and collectors to search relentlessly for such a specimen. If ever verified, such a coin would break records and could easily justify a valuation of $432 million or more based on its singular nature and high. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a specific coin that has captivated the numismatic community, puzzled experts, and astonished investors and collectors alike with its mind-boggling value, an estimated $541 million. That's right, a single coin, originally minted with the humble face value of just 1 cent in 1983 at the Denver Mint, has managed to rise to legendary status due to a series of extraordinary circumstances, minting anomalies, metallurgical oddities, and historical significance that make it not only a collector's dream but also a tangible piece of American monetary lore. The coin in question is none other than the 1983 D Lincoln cent, also widely referred to as the 1983 D 1 cent coin or simply the 1983 D penny, and its story is as layered and intriguing as the texture on Abraham Lincoln's coat on its obverse. To truly grasp the sheer scale of this coin's value, one must step back into the numismatic and economic landscape of the early 1980s. Following years of rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint had transitioned from copper-based cents to a primarily zinc-based composition coated in copper in 1982. This change was a cost-saving measure, as the copper content in earlier coins had started to exceed their face value. In 1983, the minting of zinc-based pennies was in full effect, and all 1983 cents were intended to be struck on copper-plated zinc planchets. However, errors and oversights sometimes occur in the production process, and such mistakes, when left unchecked and allowed to enter circulation, can create numismatic legends. One of the driving forces behind the staggering valuation of the 1983 D penny lies in the belief that certain examples of this coin were mistakenly struck on leftover bronze planchets intended for earlier copper-based cents, possibly from 1982 or earlier. Such an error would make the coin immediately rare, especially when combined with its D Mint mark, indicating it was produced at the Denver Mint, which typically had stricter quality control procedures compared to its Philadelphia counterpart. This metallurgical anomaly, copper versus zinc, is more than a trivial difference. It fundamentally alters the weight, density, and visual properties of the coin. A standard 1983 D penny should weigh approximately 2.5 grams if struck on the expected copper-plated zinc planchet. However, a bronze planchet would bring the weight closer to 3.1 grams. These seemingly minor differences, when verified under precise measurement and authentication, spell the difference between a coin worth a cent and one worth hundreds of millions. Even just a handful of genuine 1983 D bronze planchet errors would shake the foundations of known mint history and result in explosive bidding in the numismatic market. Some experts have speculated that one such 1983 D cent, mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet and preserved in nearly flawless condition, could be the elusive coin valued at over $500 million. If it exists, and there is compelling anecdotal and physical evidence that it might, this single error would represent a perfect storm of rarity, historical accident, and pristine condition, all of which are prerequisites for astronomical valuations in the world of collectible currency. Furthermore, other types of mint errors present in 1983 D cents only add fuel to the fire. Doubled dies, where the design elements on either the obverse or reverse of the coin appear to have been struck more than once due to a misalignment during the die creation process, have been reported, although rarely. In the case of a double die obverse, one might observe the date or the word, Liberty, or In God We Trust, appearing shadowed or duplicated, though sometimes subtly. Such errors are already sought after by collectors even in more common years and mint marks, but their presence in a coin like the 1983 D only intensifies its value. Similarly, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and clipped planchets from this year and mint location have made their way into auction houses and private collections, fetching tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on the severity and clarity of the error. The intrigue doesn't stop there. A coin's value also depends heavily on its condition, typically measured by the Sheldon coin grading scale, ranging from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A 1983 D penny with an error, regardless of its rarity, would not be worth nearly as much if it had been heavily circulated, scratched, worn, or corroded. However, a pristine, uncirculated example, potentially rated MS68 or above, dramatically increases the value, especially if the coin's surfaces are clean, lustrous, and free of contact marks. In the high-stakes world of numismatic investment, the top few examples of any coin can command enormous premiums, often many magnitudes greater than slightly lower-graded specimens. Now imagine a 1983 D penny with a confirmed bronze planchet error, combined with a dramatic double die obverse, preserved in MS69 condition or higher. It becomes less a coin and more a one-of-a-kind historical artifact with no comparable peers. thereby explaining the theoretical valuation of over $541 million. Adding to this narrative is the peculiar scarcity of known 1983 errors compared to other dates. While Philadelphia minted 1983 cents have occasionally been found with errors, the Denver Mint coins from the same year are far less frequently reported with significant anomalies. This scarcity, combined with the high-quality output expected from the Denver facility, contributes to the immense demand and speculative fervor surrounding even the possibility of an existing 1983 copper planchet error. The mystery surrounding this coin has encouraged treasure hunters, metal detectorists, and collectors to search through pocket change, rolls of pennies, and old family collections in the hope of discovering a rare gem that could rival the most valuable coins ever sold. Auction houses have been known to keep a watchful eye out for submissions of 1983 cents with atypical weights or visual anomalies. While most prove to be either worn or damaged regular issues, a few have sparked bidding wars in the 5- and 6-figure ranges due to suspected or partial errors, even without full confirmation. The hype and anticipation that surround any 1983 coin submission to major grading services like PCGS or NGC are enormous, as a definitive confirmation of a copper-based 1983 cent would make numismatic history. Private sales and unconfirmed reports suggest that some high-net-worth collectors have already exchanged 6- and 7-figure offers for such coins even before third-party authentication, purely based on the potential upside if verified. Let's not forget the role of speculation and myth in shaping the value of coins like this. Much like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die, the 1983 cent has taken on a life of its own in forums, documentaries, YouTube channels, and collector circles. Stories of coins sold for secretive millions, vault-kept rarities, and family heirlooms turning into fortunes all contribute to the lore. While not all such stories can be confirmed, they build a cultural and emotional narrative that drives value up. Human psychology, after all, plays a significant part in determining how much someone is willing to pay for a rare object, especially when it is connected to personal dreams of finding treasure, rewriting history, or achieving numismatic immortality. Then there are those who study the minting history and production logs of the Denver Mint during 1983. Speculative research suggests that the transition from bronze to zinc might not have been perfectly clean-cut, and that leftover bronze planchets may have inadvertently been used. Though the Mint officially denies such errors, claiming that all planchets had been purged by the end of 1982, the very existence of the 1983 copper penny from Philadelphia has already disproved such blanket assurances. If it happened at one mint, why not another? Why not Denver? Thus, the pursuit of the 1983 bronze cent continues, armed with scales, magnifiers, and persistence. Over the decades, coin conventions, auction previews, and even television shows have dedicated time to this singular coin, analyzing known examples, rumored finds, and ongoing investigations into its legitimacy and potential existence. Coin grading companies maintain lists of the top known errors and most valuable coins, and the 1983 cent, due to the sheer possibilities attached to it, continues to be ranked among the top coins to watch. The $541 million figure is not arbitrary. It is built upon comparable records for unique coins, such as the 1933 double eagle that sold for over $18 million, or the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar that brought in $10 million. When rarity, condition, historical significance, and speculation intersect in a single coin, the theoretical value can escalate rapidly. But why $541 million? That number, while staggering, emerges from multiple factors. Numismatic experts argue that should a confirmed MS-69 1983 bronze planchet cent appear at public auction with a dramatic double die error and flawless surfaces, the resulting bidding war could easily break every known auction record. Add to that the media frenzy, private investment, and the coin's potential to be displayed as a once-in-a-generation discovery, and valuations skyrocket. Major museums and financial institutions with interest in alternative assets would also likely compete for such a piece, turning the humble cent into the most valuable noble. We dive into one of the most astonishing tales in the world of numismatics, the 1999 United States 1-cent coin, a small copper treasure that has taken the coin collecting community by storm for its alleged worth of an unbelievable $241 million. This extraordinary valuation, which vastly exceeds its humble face value of just 1 cent, stems from a unique convergence of minting errors, rare variations, and the mystique surrounding its unexpected anomalies. Get ready to immerse yourself in a fascinating journey filled with secrets from the US Mint, historical insights, and the reasons why this single coin has captured the imagination of collectors and investors worldwide. The story of the 1999 1-cent coin begins in a year that was poised on the edge of a new millennium. The US Mint in Denver was busy producing billions of Lincoln cents for circulation. As a continuation of the Lincoln cent series introduced in 1909, the 1999 penny featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. At first glance, this coin appeared ordinary, like any other cent produced that year. But hidden beneath its simple copper-plated zinc surface lay the potential for greatness, anomalies and minting quirks that turned this coin from a common piece of change into one of the most talked-about collectibles in modern American numismatics. To understand the true value of the 1999 penny, we must first delve into the details of how it was minted and the types of errors that occurred. The Denver Mint, marked by the D mint mark on the obverse of the coin, is renowned for its precision. However, even the most advanced minting facilities are not immune to mistakes. Minting errors can occur during the preparation of coin blanks, the striking process, or even due to worn-out dies or mechanical issues. The 1999 penny is believed to feature a rare combination of errors that may include double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and possibly even transitional metal composition. Each of these errors significantly increases a coin's value in the eyes of collectors. One of the most notable and discussed possibilities surrounding the 1999 penny is the presence of a double die obverse. A double die error occurs when the coin die itself was improperly manufactured, causing a slight but visible doubling of the design elements on the coin. This can result in noticeable duplication of the date, lettering, or other features. In the case of the 1999 there have been reports and images circulating within collector circles showing what appears to be a double date or Liberty inscription. While not officially recognized as a major variety by PCGS or NGC yet, the potential presence of a double die places this coin in a unique category that could spark fierce competition among high-end collectors and institutions if authenticated. Another factor that contributes to the supposed multi-million-dollar valuation is the possibility of a transitional metal composition error. From 1982 onward, the U.S. Mint switched from 95% copper pennies to copper-plated zinc cents to reduce production costs. However, during transitional periods, it is not uncommon for some planchets, coin blanks, of the old composition to be used accidentally. This happened famously in 1983, with a few rare copper planchets slipping through production. If a 1999 penny were to be discovered struck on a 95% copper planchet, it would be a highly desirable transitional error, especially since none are officially known to exist. This theoretical misstrike adds immense speculative value to the 1999 penny, as collectors are always eager to own coins that bridge distinct eras of U.S. coinage. Die cracks and die chips are also common minting issues that can enhance a coin's desirability when they are large, dramatic, or uniquely placed. Some reported specimens of the 1999 penny feature raised lines or lumps on the surface of the coin, often near Lincoln's face, along the rim, or near the date. These cracks occur when a die begins to fracture due to prolonged use. If the crack forms a visually interesting pattern, such as resembling lightning bolts, tears, or other dramatic shapes, collectors are often willing to pay a premium. On a coin as recent as 1999, such a feature would be considered both rare and remarkable, especially if combined with other errors. In addition to the physical minting anomalies, the story of the 1999 penny is magnified by a lack of full documentation or consistency in some of the mint records from the late 1990s. The end of the 20th century was a transitional time not only for coin production but also for documentation, as systems moved from paper to digital. Some theorists in the numismatic community believe that anomalies in official records may point to experimental or test strikes that were never supposed to leave the mint. If a 1999 test strike was made using alternate metals, different dyes, or unique combinations of elements, and it accidentally entered circulation, the coin could be viewed as an ultra-rare escapee from an internal trial batch, making it even more valuable. Another compelling reason for the extraordinary price tag associated with the 1999 penny is the market dynamics of high-end coin collecting. When it comes to ultra-rare coins, value is often driven less by intrinsic rarity alone and more by collector demand, auction buzz, and institutional interest. If even a single 1999 cent has been authenticated with a rare combination of doubling, off-metal composition, or dramatic die breaks, it would immediately enter the realm of elite coins. Past auction records have shown that era coins with compelling backstories, particularly those with confirmed minting irregularities, can fetch millions of dollars. With media attention and collector hype, it is not far-fetched for a unique specimen to be speculated at tens or even hundreds of millions, especially if it is marketed as a one-of-a-kind modern rarity. It's also worth exploring the psychological and cultural factors that influence coin value. The year 1999 carries significance as the final full year before the dawn of the new millennium. For many collectors, coins from this period hold symbolic importance. Combined with the mystery surrounding the Denver Mint's operations that year, any anomaly in a 1999 penny is viewed through a lens of curiosity and excitement. This sense of narrative increases interest and thus value. Wealthy collectors and investors are known to pay staggering sums not just for rarity but for coins with compelling stories. And the 1999 penny certainly offers that in abundance. Market speculation has further added fuel to the fire. Stories circulate across online forums, social media platforms, and even local coin clubs of 1999 pennies with strange features being sold in private transactions or traded among elite collectors. While these stories are difficult to verify, they perpetuate a sense of mystery and possibility. With enough buzz, even coins that haven't reached public auction can be valued based on theoretical market interest. The combination of unverified discoveries, public fascination, and speculative pricing often pushes valuations into the stratosphere, especially when only a handful of such coins are believed to exist or be authenticated. Collectors have also reported unique combinations of errors in 1999 cents that include off-center strikes paired with rotated dies, misaligned die strikes that create shadow-like doubling, and even missing design elements due to grease-filled dies. A coin with multiple striking errors is exponentially rarer than one with a single error, making such pieces highly desirable. Coins that showcase multiple independent minting issues on the same planchet are sometimes referred to as compound error coins, and are among the most prized collectibles in modern numismatics. Furthermore, the 1999 penny's value is bolstered by the potential existence of reverse-proof errors, a term used informally by collectors to describe coins that may have received unintended mirror-like or frosted finishes due to die polishing or accidental die swaps. While reverse proofs are not a standard feature of circulating cents, coins with unusual luster or finish due to die anomalies can sometimes display proof-like qualities. If a 1999 penny was struck using dies prepared for another coin type or given an abnormal finish due to die polishing, it would stand out dramatically among normal cents, further elevating its desirability and market value. Over the years, dedicated numismatists and coin hunters have submitted suspected error varieties of the 1999 penny to grading services such as PCGS, NGC, and NX. While none have yet been officially cataloged as a major mint error with the staggering valuation of $241 million, the continued submission and scrutiny of these coins show the growing interest in this particular year and mint mark. If even one such coin is ever authenticated as a previously unknown mint error with significant anomaly combinations, it could reset the record books for Lincoln cents and potentially become the most valuable 1-cent piece ever sold. Even the coin's condition plays a critical role in determining its value. A 1999 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition with visible errors can be worth dramatically more than the same coin in circulated condition. Coins graded at mint state 65 or higher with confirmed mint errors can easily break into 5- or 6-figure territory. If a unique or prototype-level error coin is found in MS67 or MS68, it could theoretically reach millions due to its historical importance.